And on the line right now, I've got Mr. Tom Taylor from the US of A. He's an artist. We play a number of his songs here. We've had a chat before, but really haven't really got to know you that well. So tell me a little bit about where you were born and raised and a little bit about your family.
Well, I'm from San Diego, California, originally. I grew up there, lived there till I was about 11 years old, and I moved to the LA area for about a year and a half. Lived in Long Beach, California, and then when I was about to turn 13, we relocated up to Washington State. So I consider both California and Washington to be home.
So tell me, did you have a church upbringing, a faith as you were growing up?
My dad was a born-again Christian, and he led me to the Lord when I was 9, but he was really a person that really kept to himself, and he didn't go to church himself. His faith was like more private, and he loved Jesus, but really wasn't a churchgoer. And so I missed out on that growing up, and it wasn't until I got married that I started attending church on a regular basis. I actually got to grow more in my faith, and
Could you tell us a little bit about your music background? When did you first pick up the guitar, and did you learn at school or when you were a kid, or a little bit later in life?
When I was really young, probably around 6 or 7, my dad, he repurchased an acoustic guitar, and so the guitar was around the house, and my brother actually learned to play first, and around 10 years old, I finally started learning from him, from my brother, and some stuff from my dad, and a lot of self-taught guitar, and and I've got my own guitar finally when I was 17. Learned a lot more. I learned how to finger pick and kind of develop my style at that point. Didn't start writing songs until around my mid-20s in 2005.
Okay, that's fantastic. Look, we'll be back with Tom Taylor in just a moment. I think it'd be nice to throw to a Tom Taylor song. This is Tom Taylor and Lord You Are. And on the line, I've got the man himself. I've got Tom Taylor all the way from the US of A. And we've been having a chat with Tom. Earlier on, we heard about his upbringing, how he was born and raised, where he came from and all that sort of stuff, and where he first picked up his guitar and learned how to finger pick. Now we're going to go on to a little bit more of a musical theme here with the interview. Find out a bit more about Tom. Tom, you had an album, a recording, I think it was last year, called Jen's Song. Tell us a little bit about that. We did touch on it once before in a previous interview, but just remind us a little bit more about that song and how it actually went in the end.
Well, just a little bit of background about it. I first read about Jen's story on Yahoo News online. I just kind of came across her story. I read about her dream wedding, how her local community just made that possible through, I think it was about $50,000 in donations. A young woman that helped her put it all together, and I read about just how she had terminal cancer and got married to Jeff Lang and all of that, and then I felt like God placed her on my heart, and I even got in touch with her on Facebook, connected with her, and I prayed for her regularly, and so on the day that she passed away, I heard that she passed away. It was a big blow, and that evening I wrote Jen's Song, and it's a really heartfelt song. It's one of my favorite songs that I've ever done, and I had the opportunity to have it produced by a local producer here where I live, and he actually donated his studio time, and so the song got the chance to have the production and the quality that I feel that it deserved and that she deserved. And actually all profits from the sales of the single go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So it's just been a great way to pay tribute to her.
Absolutely. It's quite a touching song, and it's one song that I really do enjoy myself. Now, that song actually got quite a bit of airplay around the world from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's still receiving some re-ads, I guess it is. Stations that have added it before are adding it again around the world. And so, yeah, that's been really encouraging, even from some notable musicians that gave me feedback about it. It's been really cool.
Okay, now, Tom, you have a new project on the horizon that you're working on at the moment. And look, I know there's a lot of social media fundraisers, the likes of Kickstarter and those sort of things getting around at the moment. You know, and there's some silly campaigns out there and people are making money on them, but there's some very good campaigns out there as well, not only on Kickstarter, but other social media fundraisers where you can actually contribute to your local artist and help them to get in the studio, make their new recording, all that sort of thing. And you've got one of those yourself happening at the moment. Tell us a bit about that.
I'm actually doing it on my own. I'm not using a crowdfunding site. It's to fund the recording and production of my next single. And I actually have the opportunity. There's a producer that is interested in working with me on this track, and he's actually the A&R of a label here in Washington State. And this is an exciting opportunity just to possibly get major distribution for this single and airplay in the Christian market here in the U.S., which is really difficult to get into.
So, Tom, the listeners tuning in at the moment, if there's a website or other contact details where they can get in touch with you, perhaps I'd like to even consider contributing towards your current project. Is there a way of people can contact you for that?
Well, you can actually contribute directly through this link. It's http://tinyurl.com/Tom Taylor fundraiser. And through that, you can pledge through PayPal. And if you pledge $10, you can receive an album download. Or if people pledge $20, they can receive a download of my 30-song definitive collection. And those are U.S. dollars, of course. And or they can get in touch with me on Facebook, facebook.com/Tom Taylor Official, or facebook.com/TTMrecords.Tom Taylor is my music profile.
The Facebook one may be the easier one to remember, but I'll give you those details again shortly. Now, Tom Taylor, thank you so much for your time and all the best with your project. And God bless and thank you.
Thank you so much. God
Not a
bless you
problem,
too.
buddy.